Kabir had always felt like he belonged to the sea more than he belonged to the world. While the village bustled with noise, routine, and shallow conversations, Kabir lived quietly by the shore, away from everyone, inside an old lighthouse that hadn't worked in years. It was silent, salty, and forgotten, just like him. His parents had died at sea when he was only 18, and since then, he had never truly come back to land. He painted the ocean by day and talked to it by night. People thought he had lost his mind. But the sea knew better. One night, during the first storm of the monsoon season, Kabir heard a sound unlike any he'd ever heard, soft and aching, like a song trapped inside a cry. He followed it to the rocky shore, barefoot, wind whipping through his hair. And there, caught in a tangle of fishing nets, was something not of this world. She was beautiful beyond language. Her skin glowed like pearl under the moonlight. Her long black hair clung to her face and shoulders. But it was her tail, long, silver, glistening, that made Kabir freeze. A mermaid. A creature of stories. Yet there she was, gasping, helpless, tangled. Kabir didn't think. He just moved. His fingers worked through the knots, cutting, pulling, freeing her without a word. She didn't fight him. She only looked at him, her blue eyes wide, filled with something deeper than fear, curiosity, wonder, maybe even trust. When the net finally slipped away, she didn't swim off. Instead, she reached out with one hand, touched his face, and gently closed her eyes. A moment later, she was gone, vanishing into the dark sea like a dream. He stood there long after, breathing heavily, heart racing. That night, he didn't sleep. He lay awake, wondering if what he saw was real, if the soft touch on his cheek had been fantasy. But the next night, she returned. She rose from the sea like a goddess, hair dripping, eyes shining, and sat on the same rock. Kabir approached slowly. She didn't speak, she never would. But her eyes said enough. He sat beside her, offering her warmth, companionship, something unspoken. She listened to his voice as he told her stories of the world above, of loneliness, of love he had never found. She watched him as he sketched her, his hands trembling as they traced her features on paper. Their bond deepened with every passing tide. Each night, she came. Each night, they touched a little more, fingers brushing, foreheads leaning together, lips almost meeting. Their silences were sacred. Their hearts did the talking. And when she finally kissed him, her lips salty and soft, it felt like time stopped. Kabir had never touched a woman like that before. Never needed to. But Meher was not a woman, she was wild magic in human form. She had the soul of the ocean and the vulnerability of a girl. One night, as the stars glowed above and the waves lay still, she pulled him close. Her skin was cool, her breath warm, her chest rising fast. Kabir ran his hands down her back, trembling, reverent. She shivered under his touch, but did not stop him. They lay together, half in water, half on land, their bodies exploring, learning, remembering. He kissed her neck, her shoulders, the hollow beneath her throat. Her hands found his chest, his waist, pulling him closer. Their passion was slow, not rushed, not lustful, but sacred, raw, human. It was the first time he had made love, and the last time she had been truly free. From that night on, they became inseparable. She would stay longer, often till sunrise. He built her a space inside the lighthouse, a pool fed by the sea, where she could rest. He brought her books, taught her words. She began to hum back the melodies he sang to her, creating their own secret language. Her tail shimmered in candlelight as she danced for him, swaying to rhythms only she could hear. He painted her again and again, in every light, every pose, every emotion. But no love between land and sea can stay hidden for long. The sea was jealous. The ocean spirits, ancient and cruel, sensed her disobedience. A mermaid who fell in love with a man was dangerous. It blurred the lines of magic and mortal. Meher was summoned back by the tides. The ocean whispered to her, threatened her. She had to choose, go back forever, or die on land. Heartbroken, she came to Kabir and told him the truth. Her voice trembled for the first time. She held him tight, sobbing in silence. "I won't lose you," he said. "You will," she whispered. "Unless, a sacrifice was made." There was only one way she could stay, surrender her tail, her voice, her sea. She could become human. But she would lose her immortality, her connection to her world. She would grow old. She would bleed. She would ache. "I choose you," she said. The sea punished her for it. That night, as the sky cracked with thunder, Meher collapsed in his arms. Her tail vanished, her legs formed, fragile, trembling. Her voice returned, but only in broken syllables. Kabir carried her into the lighthouse. He wrapped her in blankets. She shivered, cried, clung to him. He kissed her forehead and whispered, "Then let me give you a world worth the pain." Together, they built a life. Meher learned to walk, to live, to laugh. They swam in shallow waters. They danced under candlelight. Their lovemaking became deeper, warmer, slower, two souls tangled in longing. Kabir would wake up to her soft breathing and feel a peace he'd never known. She, too, would cry at night, remembering the sea, but he would hold her until sleep came again. They lived in love. Until one day, she grew sick. The sea had cursed her quietly. Without its magic, her body began to fade. Her skin lost its glow, her eyes lost their depth. Kabir did everything. Doctors. Remedies. Begging the ocean. But the sea does not forgive. On her last day, she lay in his arms, barely breathing. "Sing to me," she whispered. Kabir sang the melody he first hummed the day he met her. She smiled, kissed him one last time, and closed her eyes. The sea took her back that night. And Kabir was alone again. But every night, even now, he goes down to the shore. He paints her face. He sings their song. And sometimes, just sometimes, when the moon is right and the wind is still, he hears her humming back. Because true love never dies. Especially not the kind that was born of the sea.